Pittsburgh is not the same market it was just a few years ago. Every week, people are leaving higher cost places like New York, California, and DC and are landing here in Pittsburgh for more space, more affordability, and a calmer pace of life. For years, that meant steady price growth and quiet equity wins for homeowners across the city and the suburbs. Nothing crazy like Phoenix or Arizona, but more slow, boring, and profitable. But going into 2026, that has changed. Inventory is up compared to the frenzy days. Homes are sitting longer, often 50 to 60 days instead of selling in one weekend. And almost half of the listings are cutting their asking prices before the property sells. We're not talking about a crash, but we're talking about something that markets haven't seen for a long time. A more balanced Pittsburgh market where buyers like you actually have leverage. But sellers still can win if they know how to play it. So if you're thinking about moving to Pittsburgh in 2026, or maybe you already own here and you're thinking, should I sell, should I hold, or should I wait? You cannot use the playbook from 2020 and 2022 and all of the blogs and outdated videos that you see online. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's actually happening in the Pittsburgh real estate market, my personal predictions for 2026 after selling hundreds of homes, helping families every single day relocate to Pittsburgh and purchase homes here, and having family in the real estate industry in Pittsburgh for over 35 years. We'll be talking about prices, inventory, and where I see the biggest opportunities, the smartest strategies for buyers and relocators to get a great deal without overpaying, and what sellers must do to avoid chasing the market down with endless price cuts. And if you're new here, my name's Rylee Madden, a full-time real estate specialist. I've been relocating people personally here to Pittsburgh for over 6.5 years, and we help people move to Pittsburgh every single day from all over the world and absolutely love it. From city neighborhoods to suburbs, we make videos on this channel about what it's actually like to live in Pittsburgh, what you should be looking out for in terms of the best neighborhoods, the housing predictions, and real neighborhood tours here on this channel. So with that, let's jump into how the Pittsburgh real estate market has quietly flipped and what this means if you are buying or selling in Pittsburgh in 2026. So for the first time in years, Pittsburgh's market is not behaving like a strong seller's market that everybody was used to. From 2020 to 2022, it felt like everything with a roof sold within the first 2 days of being listed. Buyers were waiving inspections, offering over asking price, covering appraisal gaps, and writing love letters just to get considered. But as we move into 2026, the numbers tell the different story. Housing supply has climbed to roughly 3 months of inventory instead of around 1 month during peak frenzy. The average days on market is around 50 to 60 days instead of under 2 weeks. Close to half of the active listings are taking a price reduction before selling, and only about 1 in 6 homes are selling over asking price right now, compared to bidding wars being normal just a few years ago. This is no longer a market where sellers dictate the terms. Buyers now have options. It's split into 2 speeds. Right now, it's not crashing, it's cooling in a very predictable pattern. Speed 1 is homes that still sell fast. They're fully updated or well maintained. They have a realistic price point, and they either have top tier walkability or a top rated school district. Speed 2 is homes that sit, stall, and then cut the price. They are dated, delayed maintenance, or unclear value, overpriced compared to recent comps, and poor presentation or limited buyer appeal. One house gets multiple showings the first weekend. The other could sit for 60, 90, even 120 days waiting for an offer. I recently helped buyers relocating from the West Coast, and they assumed that Pittsburgh was still in bidding war mode. Instead, we found them a home that's been sitting on the market for nearly 2 months. No offers, 1 price reduction, and a quiet inbox. And we were actually able to negotiate under asking price. Seller paid guaranteed closing credits, and some inspection repairs covered. 2 years ago, that same property would have got multiple offers within 48 hours. So if you are buying, this market gives you time to decide and look at all of your options, negotiation room, and a chance to get properties under asking price with more favorable terms to you. And if you're selling, the market demands accurate pricing strategy. No longer looking at comps from 2020 to 2022. Strong presentation, pre-list prep, professional photos, drone photography, videos if it entails for it, and a strong agent. Plus realistic expectations and some flexibility. The market didn't collapse, it just shifted back to skill-based real estate, where I like to thrive. So in this next section, we're gonna break down if buyers have the power now, what are they actually looking for in 2026? Because the fastest selling homes in Pittsburgh right now are not random. They share very specific traits in condition, location, pricing psychology, and lifestyle fit. And if you understand what those buyers want, you could either buy with far more confidence or sell for far more than the seller down the street that's still pricing in accordance to the 2021 market. So what do the buyers want today? For the first time in almost a decade, buyers today have something that they didn't have in the frenzy years: options. They're not forced to waive inspections. They're not losing homes in 15 offer pileups, and they're not paying over $40,000 over asking price just to secure a roof over their head. And because they finally have more options, buyers are thinking more clearly, asking better questions, and making more strategic decisions. That means sellers have to adjust and buyers have a window of opportunity. And after working with hundreds of relocating buyers, here is the patterns that I've been seeing day by day. Number one, buyers want move-in ready, not move-in risky. They could handle paint, they could handle new flooring, even a kitchen refresh, that's definitely doable. But what they don't want, especially families relocating and busy professionals, is a house that becomes a second job. Because here's the reality. They're already navigating a new city, new traffic, new schools, new commutes, new friends, and new routines. They don't want a 1920s electrical system that they don't understand, a roof with maybe 2 to 3 years left, a sewer line from 1948 that might collapse and has cracks all through it, and $25,000 of surprise repairs after moving in. They're not being dramatic, they are being smart. And higher interest rates change the risk tolerance math. When borrowing money costs more, unexpected repairs hurt more. Number two, buyers want a neighborhood that protects their resale value. Not because they're greedy or obsessed with ROI, but because they don't ever want to feel trapped in a house. Especially relocators that say, we think Pittsburgh's long-term for us, but we do want to be able to sell if life happens. So they're gravitating towards areas with strong school districts, even if they don't have kids, lower relative property taxes, easy commuting access or public transit, walkability to coffee, breweries, parks, groceries, and homes that will attract future buyers too. And this is why places like Wexford, North Allegheny, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair, Fox Chapel, Aspinwall, Cranberry, and even pockets of Washington County and Butler County are catching so much attention. The resale safety net is built in. Number three is buyers want pricing that makes sense, and they could tell when it doesn't make sense. This is extremely important. Today's buyers are watching price reductions in real time. They see what homes are sitting for 90 days. They see what finally sells and at what price. You know the phrase, the market is always right. Well, the buyers are the market. And they are no longer saying, hey, maybe we should offer $22,000 over asking price. They're saying if it's overpriced, it will sit and we can wait. And they are right. You can choose, you don't have to chase. Number four, buyers want a lifestyle upgrade, not a cheaper mortgage. People moving from Washington, D.C., New York City, Boston, Chicago, and the West Coast aren't that concerned about affordability. They're chasing space to breathe, a yard for their dog, a slower, safer environment for their kids, a neighborhood that still has culture and things to do, and a life that doesn't feel like a constant financial struggle. They're not thinking, I want the cheapest house possible. They're thinking, I want a life that financially makes sense. And number 5, buyers want hybrid life flexibility. Even remote workers often want one home office, sometimes two, walkable cafes or co-working options, access to the airport for occasional travel, and a reasonable drive to universities and hospitals. Commute times still matter, especially to Oakland hospitals such as UPMC, McGee, and the Presbyterian, Pitt and Carnegie Mellon, downtown employers, and the Pittsburgh International Airport. Most buyers tell me we want our world to be within 25 to 35 minutes. Clients tell me all the time, especially from the West Coast, we do not want a bidding war. We want our lives back though. They usually want walkability, good schools, and a community where their kids could still ride bikes. And a specific family we just moved from San Diego, we found them a house in Mount Lebanon. And it sat for over 67 days because most buyers assumed it needed too much updating. So they purchased it below asking price, plus got seller paid credits. And the improvements they made increased its value beyond the purchase price. So their new monthly housing cost is less than what it was in San Diego for renting a 2-bedroom apartment. Buyers no longer want to compete, they want to choose. And that changes everything. Now we understand how the buyers think. The next critical question is, where are the smartest places to buy and sell in Pittsburgh in 2026? Because Pittsburgh is no longer a one-speed market. Some areas are still competitive, some are softening fast, and some are becoming the best value plays in the entire region. So just for a moment, I want you to forget the national headlines. Real estate is hyper local, and nowhere is that more true than Pittsburgh. 2 neighborhoods just 5 minutes apart can feel like completely different markets. And in 2026, this difference will matter more than ever. So let's talk about where the smartest moves are happening in and around Pittsburgh. Whether you're buying or selling, this is going to help you understand your leverage. Number 1, we have our premium high demand urban neighborhoods. Think Squirrel Hill, Shadyside, Lawrenceville, and the Strip District. These neighborhoods continue to behave differently than the broader market. Even as days on the market continue to rise across the metro, move-in ready homes in these areas are still attracting strong activity. Why? Well, 3 reasons. 1, walkability and local lifestyle. These are areas where you could get to your daily groceries, restaurants, bars, barbershops, gyms, everything you need. Number 2, proximity to hospitals and universities. Think Pitt, Chatham, CMU, Carnegie Mellon, UPMC, all right there. And number 3, consistent demand from out-of-state buyers. They see these areas and prices as a bargain compared to markets like LA, Boston, DC, and even Florida. Homes here could still sell very close to listing price, and sometimes faster than the metro average when priced correctly. Not 2021 bidding wars, but strong, stable, steady power. This works especially well for relocating professionals, medical residents, remote tech workers, and investors seeking long-term appreciation. Number 2, top-rated suburbs with strong school demand. Think areas like Wexford, North Allegheny, McCandless, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair, Fox Chapel, Peters Township, and Cranberry Township, even Mars, and even Canonsburg. We are still seeing family-driven demand here, mainly because the community amenities, the strong school districts, parks, youth sports, and neighborhood pools, and larger layouts than the city core, with still good access into downtown Pittsburgh. Typical 2026 expectations for these areas are as follows. Average days on market between 25 and 45 days, which is faster than the metro average. Sale to list ratio 97 to 99% when updated and priced correctly. And buyer leverage, inspection credits, closing cost help, and small price reductions. Who this typically works best for is families sizing up, remote workers who want more land, relocators seeking confidence and resale stability. Number 3 is the up and coming appreciation corridors. Think areas areas like Morningside, Stanton Heights, Garfield, Friendship, Troy Hill, the Mexican War Street, Swissville, and Edgewood. These are the neighborhoods where the price growth could outperform the metro average for the next 3 to 5 years. And what is driving it? Well, proximity to revitalized hubs like Lawrenceville and East Liberty, tech, robotics, and innovation economy expanding nearby, historic homes with character and lower entry prices, and migration from higher price zip codes who are seeking value. These are ideal for the buyers who say, we want walkability, culture, and long-term upside, but we're priced out of the hottest neighborhoods. So it typically works best for young professionals, investors, remote workers, first-time buyers, and anyone wanting appreciation potential. Number 4, the affordability and value plays. These have high negotiation power. These are going to be neighborhoods such as Brookline, Brentwood, Westview, and some Russ Township pockets, Crafton, Carnegie, White Oak, Monroeville, Churchill, and Mount Washington. This is where buyers have the biggest negotiation room right now, especially on the homes that need updating. Many have longer days on market, higher probability of seller concessions, and more price adjustments. These neighborhoods offer a path for buyers who are looking for a lower monthly payment, a starter home they can improve, or a rental or house hacking opportunity. It typically works best for first-time buyers, investors, house hackers, value-conscious buyers, or people who might want to save their finances and not extend their lifestyles. So now you have a sense of where the opportunities are shifting into 2026. Let's talk about something else that's changing the market in a very real way. This is new construction and builder incentives. Before 2021, Pittsburgh wasn't really known as a new construction market. Our housing stock is older, nearly 70 years on average, and much of what hits the market is charming, but it's still dated. But in 2026, something is happening that we haven't seen at this scale in years. Builder incentives are back and they are strong. That means if you're buying a house right now, you might just not be negotiating with sellers. You might be negotiating with entire development companies who are competing for fewer buyers in a higher interest rate environment. Builders across the Pittsburgh region in areas like Cranberry, Adams Township, to South Fayette, Peters, and McDonald, to parts of Mars, to North Huntington, and Murraysville. They're all facing a market where inventory is up, days on market are longer, buyers are more conscious, and financing costs are higher. So instead of just slashing prices on paper and hurting future comps, what do? They compete using incentives. These are things that we've actively seen with all of our clients who are building, and we've been able to negotiate with the builders on their behalf and get them amazing incentives. Things like mortgage rate buydowns, closing cost credits, free design center upgrades, basement finishes and appliance packages, and move-in ready spec home discounts. Some buyers are getting tens of thousands of dollars in value that would have been difficult to negotiate 18 to 24 months ago. I recently had a buyer looking in Cranberry Township, and with the interest rates being higher, she was kind of priced out on resale of everything she would have wanted, as it would have been a home that was built at least 5 years ago or newer. But a specific builder I took her to was offering an interest rate of 2.99%, and that changed her whole entire dynamic. Instead of 6% interest rate on a resale she wasn't crazy about, she was able to build a brand new home with a 2.99% interest rate in under 8 months. And we've had plenty of buyers be able to get amazing deals on spec homes that are relocating and need a quick move-in ready property that have been built up in literal slashes of the price by $15,000 to $20,000. And if you were to build that same exact model again, you're looking at least a $30,000 to $40,000 difference. So talk about walking in with instant equity and talking about options that aren't constrained by higher interest rates. That's what builders have right now, and there are so many new communities that are opening that we actually have first VIP access to, where builders call us directly and let us know when they're breaking ground and when the opening could be, so that we could send our clients directly to them. So if you are ever considering building in Pittsburgh, buying a house in Pittsburgh, or you're moving here to Pittsburgh and you're looking at the best neighborhoods and where to purchase, this is what we help people with every single day. So feel free to reach out. Our contact information is up here on the screen. screen. Down in the description below, we absolutely love helping you with all things real estate, whether it's new construction, negotiation, neighborhood finding, or resale. We do it all, and we absolutely love hearing from you. These deals simply wouldn't have existed in 21 to 22. So where are the best areas for new construction leverage right now? Well, you do have Cranberry, Adams, and Mars Township, which has highly desirable school districts, strong resale, plus builder competition, so better incentives. South Fayette, Cecil, and McDonald. This is a new growth corridor. You have planned infrastructure improvements. Peters Township and Venetia. You have larger lots, higher end products, plus move-up buyers pretty much dominate this sector. Then you have North Strabane in Washington County. This is where you're getting lower taxes, affordability, breathing room, plus brand new single-family development. And can't forget about the Hampton, Richland, and Gibsonia pockets. You have proximity to Route 8 plus Route 910 and the strong school district return on investment. And don't forget about Murraysville, Trafford, Penn Township, and North Huntington. This is giving you east side access, value pricing, and strong schools, plus lower taxes in Westmoreland County. So what is your strategic advantage taking a look at the new construction? Well, negotiation power. Buyers are negotiating again, not only on new builds, but even on the existing inventory properties. The relocation advantage. Relocators secure a worry-free home with lower maintenance, with warranties, and without having to deal with housing stock they're not familiar with. Affordability optimization. Rate buydowns are making monthly payments more manageable than even resale on the market. Tax optimization. Most of these new communities sit in lower tax areas and counties like Butler, Washington, and Westmoreland. School district ROI. New builds in top districts can outperform average appreciation. And equity planning. Early phase buyers can capture construction appreciation. I've had clients be the first people to build in certain communities and have weathered the storm of the construction noise and just watching the community come together to reap the benefits of the appreciation that would now occur from being the first in the community to versus people buying whenever and building whenever it's already built out. And we know exactly where those opportunities lie. So whether you're relocating to Pittsburgh, moving up, or buying your very first home, you finally have options and leverage. But before we start making offers, we should talk about something that might surprise you. Pittsburgh is still one of the most affordable markets in America, yet some buyers are more squeezed than ever. If you've been researching the Pittsburgh market, you've probably heard people say Pittsburgh is the most affordable city in the world. And that is true. We were rated the most affordable city in the world. Our median sales price still sits around $260,000, depending on the month. Our price per square foot is well below national averages. And compared to markets like New York City, Boston, LA, Chicago, people feel like they've unlocked financial breathing room. But if you are a local buyer and you've been watching prices climb for the last few years, it might not feel affordable at all to you. And if that's you, I want you to hear something clearly. You're not imagining it, you're not bad with money, and you're definitely not alone. The market could look affordable on paper, but tight in reality. Here's why. Number one, prices rose faster than wages for many households. Even though Pittsburgh didn't see wild spikes like many other places did, we still experienced several years of steady appreciation. And for many buyers, wages didn't keep pace. So yes, Pittsburgh is still affordable, but it doesn't mean it feels that way for everyone. Number two, our homes are older, and older homes carry hidden costs. Pittsburgh's median home is around 70 years old. That means buyers often have to factor in roofs, furnaces, foundations, sewers, electrical systems, windows, and insulation. So even if the purchase prices are lower than other cities, buyers are still thinking, if I buy this, am I walking into a money pit? And that is a valid concern. It's one of the reasons people look at new construction over resale, especially when they're familiar with newer homes in the West Coast. And like I said, my family's been in construction and home improvements and roofing for 30 35 years in Pittsburgh, so if this is ever a concern for you, what we do is have my father personally look over the inspection report, let you know what are the red and green flags, let you know what are things going to cost, what are the things you should look out for, and we always are keeping our eye on the disclosures through tours. What's the electrical system look like? What's everything visible we could see before we get the inspector in there to make sure this is a smart financial decision before you're making any offers. And reason number 3, taxes vary dramatically through counties and through boroughs. And it's one of the most misunderstood things about buying in Pittsburgh, especially from people coming from out of state. We have so many different municipalities, boroughs, neighborhoods, city taxes versus suburban taxes versus countywide. It is confusing and you should not navigate that alone. And 2 homes could have very different monthly payments depending on what borough or municipality they're in. For example, Allegheny County tends to have higher effective property taxes. And if you're in the city of Pittsburgh, you're being taxed 5 ways instead of in the suburbs where you're being taxed 3 ways. Plus, the city of Pittsburgh has a higher transfer tax than all of the suburbs. Some counties like Butler and Washington can often lower tax burdens dramatically, and there's a lot of new construction options in these areas too. So could be an advantage of lower taxes, lower interest rates, more land, good amenities, and still a good commute into Pittsburgh. And that's what we've seen so many people do, is move from the city out to these surrounding counties where you're still only about 40 minutes to downtown. And some areas, even Westmoreland County, lower taxes could create strong affordability plays. And for a buyer who's focused on monthly payments, this is what could change what's possible. And it's why relocators need real local advice, not general national headlines. Because here in Pittsburgh, the map matters. Reason number 4 is that rent has climbed, which pushes renters to buy sooner. And this is where the math kind of changes the conversation. A lot of Pittsburghers realize even at the current interest rates we're at, my mortgage could be $600 to $900 less a month than renting a comparable home. That's one reason we're seeing renters, especially families and remote workers, enter the housing market as buyers. And Pittsburgh is one of the only markets where it's actually cheaper to buy a home than to rent. So is Pittsburgh still affordable? Compared to major US markets, yes, it's one of the strongest affordability markets left. But for some local buyers, it might require more strategy than it used to. And that's where having the right plan matters. So if you're watching this, you're feeling overwhelmed, I want you to know there absolutely is a path to home ownership in Pittsburgh in 2026. But the buyers who win are not the ones who rush, they're the ones who go in with a strategy. And that's exactly what we're covering right now. So if you're planning to buy here in 2026, here are the approaches that are giving my clients the biggest advantages. Strategy number 1, target homes that have been sitting for at least 40 to 60 days on the market. Remember when I said the market is slowed and buyers are seeing more leverage? Well, this is exactly where that shows up. When a home crosses at least 45 days on the market, especially if it's not fully updated, here are some things that are true. The seller's pricing expectations were based on last year's market. They're more willing to negotiate on prices, inspection repairs, or credit. And you may win without competing against any other buyer at all. For relocators used to bidding wars in New York City, LA, and Boston, this is usually where they realize, wait, I don't have to compete against 14 other offers. No, not in 2026, not in Pittsburgh. Strategy number 2 is used payment-based negotiation, not just the price. This matters especially for people working at UPMC and who have fixed schedules, Pitt and CMU staff and researchers, and remote workers looking for lifestyle and value. Instead of asking the seller straight up for a price reduction, you may get more value from asking for things like a mortgage rate buy down, seller paid closing costs, credits for inspection items and not repairs. This could lower your monthly cost of living compared to a simple price cut. And strategy number 3, use county and tax optimization to stretch affordability. Choosing the right county or municipality can change your budget dramatically. And here's how many of my clients think of it. If they want lower property taxes and more land, they're typically looking at Washington, Butler, or Westmoreland. If they want to be closer to hospitals and universities, they're typically looking in Allegheny County. But close suburbs compared to city neighborhoods. If they want a balance of schools and affordability, they're typically looking in Westmoreland County or even Ross Township in the North Hills or Bethel Park in the South Hills. And if they do want walkability, they're looking at city neighborhoods or first ring suburbs like Dormont. This could change your lifestyle math. More space, lower monthly payment, lower taxes, and better long-term equity growth. Consideration and strategy number 4, considering new construction when maintenance is a factor. This one especially helpful if you're relocating to Pittsburgh and you do not want a money pit. You could get builder warranties, more energy efficient systems, modern layouts and insulation, and lower immediate repair costs. It might be a smarter financial decision even if the price is a little bit higher. And don't forget the incentives that we spoke of that'll give you even more leverage in this scenario. And strategy number 5 is who you are working with. Buying a home when you're moving across the country is different than buying when you're local in the town. Relocators need serious help and advice when it comes to determining the neighborhood's appreciation, commute times, especially in Pittsburgh with all the bridges and tunnels, overhyped areas where it might just be a shiny name but not worth the value. And maybe this area is really nice, but surrounding it is awful. You need to be working with someone that could help you answer where you actually will want to spend your time. What is your real commute? What areas feel like your people? And where will your investment grow and not just sit? We are the agents who answer questions that Google cannot, that are your lifeline 24/7 to answer all your relocation concerns and to guide you in the right path. It's what my life is dedicated to, and I absolutely love it. We don't just send you links, we get you prepared with custom relocation strategies with neighborhoods, pros and cons, appreciation trends, direct portal access so that we're viewing the same properties, keeping an eye on your favorites, notes, sending you listings, getting you prepared for your tours, and not only that, but self-guided tours if you've never been to the area, one-on-one help for any questions, any support, and anything you need throughout the relocating to Pittsburgh process, home buying process, whether it's resale or new construction. I hope you think like a Pittsburgh buyer, so you get the right price, the right house in the right area without guessing your way through it. So here's what we could do next. Our contact information is up here on the screen and down in the description below always. Feel free to call, text, email, or DM us anytime. We could set up a quick call, 10 to 15 minutes, to find out what matters to you. Walkability, commuting, schools, land, taxes, whatever your version of quality of life is, we are listening and optimizing you to the perfect neighborhoods. No pressure, no sales pitch, literally just our help. Step 2 is we build you a custom relocation email packet. We build a tailored plan based on your lifestyle and your goals. Not just what's available, but real commute insight, tax comparisons, price ranges, builders, what the housing stock looks like in these areas, red flag places to avoid, and hidden pockets that most relocating buyers never even heard of. In step 3, we're your on-the-ground advocate for everything you need. Whether you're buying in 30 days or in 12 months, I will be your person here. I will be consulting you on every part of this process and helping you with every single concern and every single question you have. Video tours, negotiation strategy, local intel, everything you need to buy with confidence. And if you're relocating, I help you avoid the nightmares that I hear constantly. Picking the wrong suburb because the internet made it look cute, underestimating hills, tunnels, bridges, and commute times, buying in an area with taxes that blow up your budget, and falling in love with a house that needs $80,000 in repairs. I do not want you to just move to Pittsburgh. I want you to land well. There are a lot of agents that will simply open doors for you. But if you want someone who understands market data, tax differences, commute realities, micro neighborhoods, bidding strategies, builders, and quality, the long-term value of where you buy, and a team that's been in Pittsburgh real estate for 35 years constructing, building, and improving real estate, along with investing, buying, and selling, then we would love to be that guide for you in Pittsburgh. So like I said, our contact information is down in the description below and up here on the screen. But if you want more information about Pittsburgh before reaching out to us, that's why we made this channel exactly for you relocating buyers that want to know everything about the neighborhoods, housing market, and what's it truly like living in Pittsburgh. So if you want to learn all of that, you could start by watching these next videos here, and we will see you there.